don't want to miss this, because we're going to let Robert Schwartz, also with Princeton Review and Premier College Guidance, and they're going to talk about two very hot topics right now. And I love this. This is something we have not talked about on the show before, college versus major. So Gene and I are going to step back, and we're going to listen with you, because this is great information. Who wants to start, guys?
I'll go ahead and jump in, and I know Rob is going to challenge some of my assertions, and we'll go from there.
That's fun. I want you guys to battle it out.
It's fun. So, what I realized before I came on is I do speak quite a bit to high school families and parents, and I'm always asked, what's a good school? Or they'll name a school and say, do you think it's a good fit? And my first question back is always, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to study? It actually doesn't matter too much what the school's name is right now. Far more important is, what are you going to study? What career do you want to pursue? And unfortunately, a lot of families start with the school and then maybe try and make it fit. And it turns out the major you study might not be that school's strength. You might be going to a reputable school, but that is not renowned for what you want to study. And you're actually leaving an opportunity on the table by not studying with the preeminent professors and folks in that field. So I always want to challenge folks. Let's talk about first what you want to do, and then also, what do you want to get out of college? I think there's two ways you can kind of gauge a return on college. One would be the experience, right? How do I grow personally? How am I challenged? Did I leave my community? A lot of things that we try and do. We all know that college experience. A lot of schools do that for you. And it's phenomenal, and that's important.
The social element.
The social element, that growth you're going to take, right? To be ready to be an adult. It's not as easy as we try and make it look. So that's one part of it. But then the other is, listen, you're going to invest in this school. There's a lot of money these days in college being spent on college tuition. Well, what's your return on that investment? Are you going to end up with a career that you can be successful in and that you can thrive in and provide for your family? And what I found when I've done some research, and others have done the same, you check different majors from the same university, right? There's huge differences in what you can make. Meaning, you study engineering at Cal, you're going to have a career that pays probably a higher average salary than if you study English at Cal. But it's the same university, and yet one is paying you a lot more than the other. However...
But you're paying the same to go there.
You're paying the same to go there.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now here is the big difference to me. But let's check an English major from Cal against an English major from, we'll use a local school, California State Northridge. You're probably making about the same because you had the same major. Because it didn't actually mean that much more to you being a Cal graduate with an English major. English majors likely funnel themselves into the same careers, and therefore it's not the brand of the university.
Yeah, my dad used that on me.
Yeah.
Because he goes, I got good grades, I could have gone to every school. He goes, what do you want to do? I'm like, business. He goes, well, that's handy, because Cal State Northridge has got a great business school.
Exactly.
And it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. And I'm like, oh. And it worked.
Exactly. But Cal State Northridge was, at that time, I remember, it was a fantastic business school.
It still is, especially in business, right? Finance, I got a finance degree.
Exactly. And a lot of folks just don't know that. They don't take the time to learn that that's a strength of Cal State. I love Northridge. In fact, my wife's a graduate from Northridge. She's smarter than I am, so I know that you can succeed there, right?
Let's see, Rob, you've got to spend some time there. Your wife spent some time there.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, Rob going there is not proof of he's not smarter than me, but my wife.
He's my boss. He gets away with that all the time.
And if you just tuned in, we're having a great conversation about college planning with Ryan Kick and Robert Schwartz with Princeton Review and Premier College Guidance. This is the stuff you need to know about. And we're talking about a really interesting topic. I love that, college versus major. And we're talking about there's a difference. There's an ROI, return on investment, or paying attention and asking the questions and finding out more about which school you go to based on cost versus what you're going to get out of it and potential.
Well, there's also something to be learned here for the high school student, and obviously they're not listening at this point in time, but parents who are, this is the important message you need to get across to your kids. Start asking the interesting questions now while you have time. Get that internship program in the coming summer. Don't spend the entire time goofing off or traveling the globe just for the sake of. But if you're doing something that's going to allow you to learn who you are and what you care about and why you want to pursue something down the road, not only will you be a better candidate because you understand yourself, you'll be a better candidate because the college will understand what's in it for you and, frankly, what's in it for them.
I mean, that's one of the things you look at when you're, at least I remember those days, it's so hard to pick a direction. What do you want to do, right? I mean, you've got this the world is an opportunity and you can go in any direction you want. What are your passions? How do you find what your passion is when you're in high school? I mean, looking forward to drinking, I guess.
Well, I like that you guys are asking the question, because I know when I went through school and getting the grades and all that good stuff that, at first it's, do you want to be a lawyer or a doctor? Thank goodness I had those conversations and thought about it instead of just going, okay, I got grades, that's what I guess I do. I knew that's not something I wanted to do. I really didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer. So luckily, I thought about that, because you could be just forced into, well, you got the grades, you have to be. If you're not happy, that's going to make it. And a lot of people, I mean, there's probably a pretty good dropout rate when they're like, I don't like this med school stuff and, being an attorney, so forth. So you might as well do that, fact finding ahead of time.
Absolutely. And that to me is the balancing act. We know unhappy lawyers. They're doing well, they're making a good living, but that wasn't everything. So clearly everything I'm about to share comes with the caveat that you do want to be happy in what you pursue, and it is not all about the average salary. But if you are looking at it, I have some interesting facts that I found, to me, were an interesting discovery point, which is I have what the top 4 majors are in terms of average salary by the time you're age 35. So you've established yourself professionally. And the bottom 4 average salaries, or majors with the lowest average salaries, again, at the age of 35.
So,
Don't put mortgage lending in that, please.
No, that's what I was going to say is, you may not want to really you may not be passionate about one of the top 4, and you may have something else that you want to do in life, but please don't pick the bottom 4.
Well, I don't know. There's a return on investment in enjoying what you do.
Yeah, there's
there is times being in the mortgage industry. Good thing I love doing loans, because the industry was tough. But this is what I do. This is what Gino and I are passionate about. We love helping people with the dream of homeownership. We really do. And it's easy to go to work every day. Our entire team does. So why don't you hit on a few of those, because we've got about 2 minutes left.
Perfect. So top 4, we're looking at petroleum engineering.
Oh, wow.
Okay, which kind of makes sense, right? Oil industry. Pharmaceutical sciences.
Oh, wow.
So, there's a good living out there for that, and it's a lot shorter than medical school, by the way. You have math and computer science. These are folks going into IT and a lot of different things, right? And then finally, you have aerospace engineering. The average salary, if you were to combine all 4 at the age of 35, is about $120,000 a year.
Not bad.
A good living. You're in a good place. But we want to compare that to those majors, again, with that lowest average salary. For what it's worth, you have counseling and psychology degrees. You have early childhood education, theology, and human services or community organization.
It's funny, we actually touched on it. Those are all very rewarding careers.
Very rewarding, and that's the key. You have to choose what you count, right? What for you are going to measure for your quality of work. And for a lot of folks, they wouldn't take that $120,000 if it meant giving up helping families and students. So I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't pursue them, but if you are looking, again, just at that ROI, it is worth noting. The difference, by the way, those majors average about $40,000 a year. So you're talking about 300% difference between our lowest and our highest at the age of 35. So to me, it makes a big difference, especially in a recent study I read, 57% of families these days do not think college is worth it anymore. And you have to wonder how many of them pursued a major, and they really were measuring it solely on job availability and salary.
Oh, that's important stuff. All right, stay tuned, because we are getting some great information, as always, from Ryan Kick and Robert Schwartz with Princeton Review and Premier College Guidance. Great topics and more great information you're going to want to hear when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. We'll be right back.